All of y'all baby daddy, boyfriends, husbands, cousins, brothers, uncles, and daddies was all in Cartagena this weekend. I traveled to Cartagena to meet one of my friends who was traveling from Ecuador just for the weekend. It was my first time in Cartagena, and my God in heaven, y'all did not lie about the passport, bro. Baby, I got off the plane. I didn't know where I was at. It was black men as far as the eye could see. I took a little video while I was in the immigration line. They was grouped up and duped up. You hear me? The line was at least 2 hours long to get through immigration. I promise you, and I'm not lying, right hand to God, they probably had 5 women in this immigration line. Everybody else was black men. And I said, oh, there's a story here. I mean, they was coming in groups. The group that was in front of me was a group of 10, bitch. A group of 10 that had came from Philly. How I knew they was from Philly? Because I could hear their accent. I could hear them talking. I was looking at them in line, downloading Tinder. I said, them people did not fucking lie.
Wait. Wait. So when you go to these other countries, and I'm genuinely asking a question because I am not aware. When you go to these other countries, you can download an app that is serviced in that country. Like, is it a separate app? Does it have translation? Is it in English? What does that look like? Because he's saying that people were downloading Tinder in the app. So, how do you do that? Like, when you go to the other country, and this is for my passport bros or anybody because I'm learning. I'm better understanding the culture. Am I going to participate? No. Anton is not interested in it. I wouldn't want my picture being taken anywhere near such a thing because I am married and I am committed. And so I'm not in that type of space. I'm not in that lane. I'm not interested in it. But to speak more effectively to it, right? When we're having conversations on these panels and these platforms, and I'm trying to understand why people do what they do, I want to understand the fullness of it. If anybody can let me know inside of the comments, and I always like to link back to the content creator to give them credit. So the link back to it will be in the description. Do you guys download the app? Do you just hit the streets? Do you go to the clubs? When you go, are you seeing a whole lot of other black people? Is it primarily black people? Is it also white men? Because I know white men was the original passport bro. Well, maybe not passport bro, but I know that they were the original passporters and military guys, right? And so now that we've popularized certain cultures on the internet, it is now available to everyone. And so I'm asking these questions for insight because I do hear a lot of people, they switching over from Sosua, right? So they switching over from the Dominican Republic to Colombia. And now from Colombia over to Thailand. And I've also heard some passport bros, I forgot some of their names, but I've also heard some of the passport bros and some of the guys that have channels that's dedicated to it, speaking about how certain places are becoming saturated, that the locals or the people there are starting to get sick of it and stuff like that, or some people want the money, but they don't necessarily want the craziness that goes along with it, and that it's becoming more of a ring that the government is capitalizing off of. And another thing that I also heard was that there was a lot of setups that was happening in Colombia in particular. I didn't hear about it anywhere else. I actually did last year I did a video on how everything was being set up, and I did it on the Millionaire Morning Show about when people travel into Colombia, there was warnings from the government there, both here and there, that to be careful because it's a lot of guys that was getting set up, robbed. One person wound up going missing and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to understand the culture so that when we have these conversations, we can speak more effectively to it. Let me play the rest of this video and get the context, and then we're going to go from there, all right?
Now, this is my first time in Cartagena. I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking,
Is it Cartagena or is it Cartagena? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it or anything like that.
I've been to Colombia before. I've been to Cali, but I didn't think that I was coming to the whole fest. But that's what the fuck was going on. And anybody with a peon, any type of peon of a brain could see what the fuck is going on. down there in Cartagena. When you walking down the streets, the women is literally pulling on you, winking, calling you pop. They trying to get it. They working, and they paying for it. They paying for it. They down there buying coochie. I was so embarrassed standing in that immigration line because I could just feel the people that's from Cartagena looking at us, because I'm in the fucking line too. They looking at us saying,
So was he
this is
participating or what? Oh, he was in a line in the immigration. I'm like, wait a minute. He don't seem like the type of person that'll participate, but I don't know. I don't put nothing past nobody. I'm just observing. I'm just listening.
had them lined up to come buy some cat. All the way in South America. Y'all, y'all didn't lie. I thought y'all was lying. I thought y'all was bitter because, these black men is out here traveling and they got their passports, and that's why I was just so happy that black men just had passports and they was, seeing the world. No, 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 no. Them motherfuckers is lined up to go participate. And you know what? I ain't gonna say too much on here. But all I'm gonna say is y'all was right. And I apologize. I have never seen nothing like this in my life. Child, they was walking the streets of Cartagena in packs, like a packs of wild dogs, looking for cats.
Oh, why that's so funny.
I'm speechless.
Shit! What is going on over there? Oh, is this like spring break time? What is happening? Dog, listen. I know that this is dropping today, but we definitely gonna have this conversation on After Hours. We gotta have this conversation on After Hours. So tune in to After Hours on Tuesday. Tuesday we gonna get it in on After Hours and we gonna have this conversation. That's crazy.
And it's all ages. From 17 up to 70, bitch. They out there hunting in packs,
Oh,
looking for cat. I was
that's
blown
crazy.
away. And as I'm listening to them, like as I'm in these lines and I'm listening because I'm nosy, bitch. I want to listen. I'm listening to them talking about how they travel throughout Colombia and they go to these different cities and they don't like this city because of this and this city because of that. Y'all,
That's crazy.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe this. I didn't want this to be true, but it's true. Unfortunately, it's true. And one last thing before I go, they all had on these fake chains. You could tell they were so fake because they was so bright. They were supposed to be like silver or platinum, but they was just so fucking bright. They looked like fucking aluminum on their neck. And everybody had these fake
He dissing. Why he dissing? Come on, man. Just
diamond chains on. I said, I don't want to be here. That's what I got off the plane. I said, can you bring me back, bring me to another destination. I thought
listen, fam. I'm gonna reserve my full thoughts until tomorrow, but I am curious. What do you guys think about there being an explosion, so to speak? No pun intended. There being an explosion of guys getting their passport, and I'm sure that they're influenced by what is going on the internet and the conversations and all of this stuff. And I've been watching it manifest for years, and I see what's happening. When I travel personally, I travel to Tokyo. I just got back from Bucharest. We went to central Mexico. And I travel with my daughter. And I also took my daughter to Tokyo, and I also took her to Bucharest, and I also took my wife with me and all of that stuff. I've personally never been out of the country by myself. I don't think that I would ever leave out of the country by myself because I'm not comfortable going out of the country by myself because it's not like traveling in the United States of America. It's just safety. You know what I'm saying? Just pure safety. Or call me scary. I'm just a little different, and I like to have a woman with me everywhere that I go. But curious as to what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.